Time to get on the TwoSun train. TwoSun knives, we do love them. Yes, we do. And why do we like them? Because they just keep getting better and better. And they're a good value for the dollar. You have marbled carbon fiber on the Kingfisher. If that's not nice, then what is? Ceramic bearings. Great action. Mazwan Mokhtar design. Marbled or shred carbon fiber. I stand corrected. And you can tell it's TwoSun because it's got the big... Oh yeah, where's the badging? Where'd that go? Hold on. Remember this? Right here, it says TwoSun. That's gone. It's gone. We'll see it when we take it apart, though. And what do we got? Some cheap steel. Oh, M390. No, say it ain't so. Yeah, it's pretty good stuff. Yeah, and we've had their M390 tested, and yes, it's real M390. And the HRCs on some of the real early stuff, like the TS166 Integral, that was like, 58 something. But my last one I had tested, I think, was a TS100, and that was a 60. I had the TS68 tested, and that was a 62 Rockwell. So, okay. I mean, they're there with anybody. Really nice. I like the hardware on here. That's really attractive. Not much going on there, is there? Whew. That and that. And that looks like it's heading on through to this side where the pocket clip is. Titanium milled pocket clip. This is a titanium front flipper frame lock. There's your lock up. 25%. And you've got a hardened steel insert. Obviously, if anything else is, I don't know if they got an over travel stop there specifically, but obviously the carbon fiber acts as an over travel stop right there. It's not a small knife, but it's, you know, it's a nice EDC size. And we can tell because we got about a 3.5-inch blade, maybe just a tad under at the closest place on the bolster at about 90 millimeters. Overall, 8 1/4, 21 centimeters. .156, we're headed for 4 millimeter territory, aren't we? Yeah, 4 millimeter blade stock. And what do we got? .55, pretty standard there, 14 millimeters. One thing to note, I mean, look at the contouring here. This is really nice, isn't it? Nicely done there. And guess what? They have figured out how to put inlay that matches on the back, even though it's a frame lock flipper. How does that happen? Yeah, I mean, that's my big niggle is, you know, why do it here and then just leave everything plain in the back? They didn't do that, and that's a good thing. That's a really good thing. And TwoSun seems to be able to get that point, right, with the Monarch as well. Front and back, front and back. Okay, how about the 139 Barracuda? And front and back as we're pressing that entire thing. Or how about the 162 that doesn't have a name for some reason? This is a Wong design. Front and back. Looks good, doesn't it? Don't you like that? That looks handsome, really. Even if it kind of pushes it into the bolster lock category still. Okay. I'm not complaining for some reason. So the Kingfisher, like I said, Mazwan Mokhtar. And yes, I think I've got another one I just showed you on the table, which is the Barracuda. And guess what? No billboarding on that one either. This is S90V, not M390. So, and the pocket clip, well, you can't see the screw coming up through there, can you? Nothing. So, that's really nice too. That's a front flipper. So, he's on the front flipper binge. You know, if you don't like front flippers, try to imagine this. What would this knife look like if you didn't have the front flipper? That's kind of an interesting thought, and I'm always not necessarily trying to second guess the designer, but come on, man. That would be nice as an option, wouldn't it? Just take that tab off. Well, how are you going to open the knife? I don't know. How about like that? You got a big cutaway there. Okay, come on. There you go. So, yeah, you got a big cutaway. Just get your thumb in there. And yes, and middle finger flick is so easy. I actually do that instead of this. But you can do it either way. I'm just saying, if you took that off, that I think it flows better, obviously, because you don't have this sticking out here. So, just saying, interesting thought maybe. And yeah, it's centered. No blade player lock rock. This screw backed out on me a little bit. So I had to tighten it back up. So if this was a long-term keeper, which I think this is going to be, after I do this disassembly on this knife and put it back together, later I'm going to go in, put a little Loctite on here just to keep that from rolling, because I got this knife and it did back out. It did back out. So, there's just some where they have a tendency to do that. But, oh, did you see these with Szymanski on them? Yeah, last I saw was $250, $260 on the bidding on eBay, and I just said, nah. I mean, I'm happy enough with the shred carbon fiber. I don't know if I want to pay. I mean, I paid $152 for this. So, go another $100 just for the Szymanski inlay. No. I'd say detent is appropriate on this. I couldn't throw it out this way or this way. You might be able to, but because it seems to kick out so nice and easy, real easy flick, but it don't just come out this way or this way. So I gave it some pretty good shakes. Nothing. I wouldn't want the detent to be any harder, because then that can kind of mess you up on the front flipping. Also can affect your ability to really finger flick and or thumb flick this knife. And I'm getting way back here to get the leverage. Okay. So, yeah. Another thing on the design of this knife that I could imagine changing, and I don't really want to go down this road too hard because I'm not a knife designer, but how necessary is this? I mean, really, if you took that off completely, would that be that bad? I'm just saying, I think that would have been fine. That would have been a long, uninterrupted. It would have made the handle more neutral for ergos. When you start putting the big Humpty Humps here, then if your first two fingers don't fit here comfortably, then you got one right in the middle, okay? So really, if I'd eliminate this hump, I would make this a more neutral, ergonomic area, and I am okay right here. If I just get my first finger way up here, this one will just fit there. But not everybody's hands are the same size. In a recognition of that fact, it might have been smart to eliminate this. I don't see the point of it. Do you? Do you really think it needs to be that way? If this was cut away here, it'd be interesting, actually, if I had the kind of equipment it took just to take this out and carry this over here and then take the front flipper off for everybody to see what that would really look like. And I think it'd look crazy good, actually. It's really nice and attractive. That's why I bought it to begin with, because I did like the design. So those are a couple of little areas that I think are, would be maybe under consideration. So for me, the ergos are okay. For you with either smaller or larger hands, maybe not so much. Pocket clip's pretty minimal there, doesn't really affect me. Reverse grip, fine. The flow, the design flow is great, you know, minus the front flipper tab. And of course, this is a decision to do this because of the way you're doing this knife as a front flipper. So you really can't count that saying, oh, well, that breaks up the flow of the design. Yeah, but that's an intentional move for a reason. And like I said, centered, nice. You can see they've kind of, in a way, almost crowned the spine. It's really nice and rounded. Not quite completely rounded, but close to it. And you've got jimping up here on top of here. And it's meaningful. It's meaningful, not all that aggressive. A little choil here for sharpening. And will the knife cut anything? Well, let's see. It's M390. And yes, I mean, all the TwoSun knives I've ever tested out of the box are sharp. Where's my balance point on here? No, that's easy to find. There you go, right there. It's easy to disengage this because it does have this huge choil, and they have extended this scale up where it is very easy to disengage. One thing to be careful about, since you don't have a flipper tab to come back and hit you in the thumb, you may want to point the tip down when you disengage it. It's quick over the detent ball, no question about that, but you don't want it to come and swing up and hit you right on the Band-Aid. Yes, indeed. We get busy with the knives enough. We don't need multiple injuries, but here we go. And yeah, now, check weight. .55 ounces, 129 grams, so that's not bad. 4.5 ounces, not too shabby at all. And where's the win with the TwoSun on this disassembly? Well, the big win here is that they go number 8s. So there's no little number 6 screws up and down the scale, right? They find, you know, they and Civivi both have now kind of gone to the number 8s, and that is really a smart move. I like it. And should this be easy to disassemble? Pretty much, don't you think? Okay. And then we got that little screw has come loose from there. Okay. Now what do we got? Now we got it falling apart right in our hands. Okay. So here we go. Hardened steel insert. No, there's not an over travel stop because the carbon fiber acts as an over travel stop. So nice. You know, the socket head machined look screws there. I like the look of that. You got a steel washer here. All right. It's a little pivot collar here. Obviously, right-hand tip up only because you have a machined area on the scale for that. Here's your ceramic bearings. And everything looks really clean inside this knife. Wow, this is the first one where they haven't built a detent ramp in here. That I've done in probably the last 5, 6, 7 TwoSun knives. So that's kind of surprising, actually. Of course, almost nobody else puts a detent ramp. So they're not falling away in any way, shape, or form. It's just that that used to be an extra. So we'll see moving forward how that goes. Let's look inside the knife. And so here we've got Kingfisher number 1. Oh my, what? Oh, I haven't taken this one apart before. I've got number 1. TwoSun knives. Kingfisher. Oh, that's good. That's really, really good. I'm liking that. Liking it real good. Okay, so another thing here, and you can see how that pivot collar comes off there. Okay, no big deal. No, it's not a D-shaped pivot. How they hold together like that and don't have a problem, I don't know. But obviously, you know what? They aren't tightening them down too hard, because mine kind of came loose after, 50 or 60 flips or this or that. So, I like to mess with them. So let's put 1.5 gallons of lube on here. What do you think? Quart and a half? Yes, just like this. And of course, your stop is internal here. Blade stop, by the way. So come on, baby, get on there. All the way on. There you go. Just like that. That's cool. I like that. And why not? Just a little bit on this detent track. Some more bearings. Got to make it bearable. Those are big old bearings, aren't they? Those ceramics. Whew, those are nice. I kind of like that. Okay, so we never did take our spacer off, but okay, we can live with that. So this is easy, just slap this on. We never took this off either, and so since I don't see any screws here, oh baby, guess what? I was thinking this was adhesive. I was thinking this was locked down, but I was wrong. Okay, there is no adhesive, and I know you were probably thinking, am I going to put this back together without trying the scale? And that would have been a foolish move. But yeah, it's full shred carbon fiber, but you know what? I was just assuming there was adhesive because of the fact that, wow, okay, of the fact that there was no screws in here. And usually you'll see knives that'll have a screw holding that on if there's no adhesive, i.e., these types of knives. And sometimes you take that outer scale off and there's even a screw below that going through the frame. But okay, wow, that's a bonus too. Okay, I'm liking this knife even better. Mo better. I'm liking it mo better. Okay, let's put the collar back. Oh shit. Lift the collar off on this side. But if you hold it really nice and steady, you can slip that right out and back in. Rather be lucky than good, but my brain ain't functioning. Must be the lockdown. Here we go. Okay, so we're somewhat okay. Now, all we have to do is this. This is really not a difficult disassembly and reassembly. If they could all be this easy, it would be wonderful. Okay, hold on. Let's get you to where we can get you in your groove. Okay, you're in the groove. Okay, now, we got to figure out how we're going to adjust the centering on this. And boy, it's just like a well-oiled machine, isn't it? It don't really let you overdo it. And there's no play on here. Nope. Boy, nicely done. Really nicely done. Feels solid, feels good. I don't want to say too much because I think I'll get myself in trouble, but they're getting to be as nice a knife. M390. shred carbon fiber, titanium frame, ceramic bearings, hardened steel insert, no billboarding, good ergo, solid build. Tell me, where are we failing here? Why is this not selling for, $280? I guess maybe because of the name, but of course they've sold how many tens of thousands of TwoSuns now? How many people are on there bidding for these? And I hate the fact that I've added to the mayhem in the bidding. Now I got to go in and start slamming hard pricing in there to even get these to put on my channel. But it is what it is because people love them. And look at that minimal. I mean, the hardware's nice. Contouring's beautiful. Everything's, the fit and finish is good. Almost like a crown spine. Nice satin grind. Sharp out of the box. And on and on. And 4.5 ounces. Not that bad. Not that bad at all. Easy apart, easy together. I'm liking it. Thank you so much, Mokhtar, Mr. Mazwan. Great design. I like it. Yeah, I mean, after living with it for a little bit, yeah, I could see some modifications that I would like to see. I think it'd be kind of fun. But overall, no, it's a keeper. It's a keeper. And you know what we do. We love them knives. You guys, stay sharp.